Good morning. We're talking child care or lack of child care in Oklahoma. My guest is Senator Jessica Garvin from Southwest Oklahoma. Good to see you.
It's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
I remember watching closely 2 years ago as Congress was grappling with and failing to deliver on this issue. Economists say families cannot get people back into the workforce because of child care deserts. You have legislation moving forward that addresses this, so help us understand how bad the problem is and what your legislation does.
So about 9 years ago, almost 10 now, Oklahoma had over 4,000 child care facilities in the state. Now, so almost 10 years later, we have just over 2,900, I think the number
What
is.
happened?
So, I think part of that is the lack of funding that we've put in as a state to child care facilities. Speaking with owners of these businesses, it's really hard for them to make money, especially so many of them accept state subsidies, and those subsidies are not covering their costs. And so one of two things, again, we've got to focus on putting money into those subsidy programs so that families can get back into the workforce. Another key part of that is we have so many burdensome regulations on our child care facilities here in Oklahoma, and that really don't align with federal standards. And so we've got to look at just restructuring the way that we service these child care facilities and regulate these child care facilities that does focus and keeps a focus on child safety, but also that is cost effective and not cost prohibitive to these businesses to even get started in the first place. And so this bill that I have that's moving right now does several of those things. Number one, it's providing businesses an opportunity for tax credits if they want to establish a new child care facility, maybe on their company's site, just as an example. So it offers them some incentives because, again, it's really expensive to start a child care facility business. So they could either partner with an existing company and put a new location in on site at their facility, or the business could also subsidize some employee costs for childcare, and they would get a tax credit back on that. And so it's just a very innovative way to be plugging money into the problem that is beneficial for Oklahoma families.
I know you've been talking to people all over the spectrum on this, from business community to family groups. How bad is the problem in our state as opposed to the nation?
Yeah, so like I said, I mean, we've lost over 1,000, over 1,000
But
in
how's
the
that
last 10
affected
years.
the employers?
Well, whenever people can't find reliable daycare or reliable childcare in general, they can't go to work. And so it's had a huge economic impact on our state, not only on families individually, but when they can't get back into the workforce, we can't manufacture things, we can't produce things. And it's just, we lose millions, if not billions, probably, of tax revenue, and that hurts Oklahoma.
You know the old term, no good deed goes unpunished, right? So I'm hearing a couple of words. One, bipartisan support for this, and nobody's lining up against you.
Right, yeah. Again, to your point, I've spoken to people across the spectrum, from the child care providers themselves to businesses to families. Everyone seems to be really on board because they know it's a problem. Businesses want to find creative solutions to help people get back into the workforce. And we know that this is an issue, unfortunately, that affects women primarily, because women primarily are caregivers for their children or aging adults. And so a lot of businesses that have predominantly female employees, like healthcare, are really struggling to find workforce. And so I think that this could be beneficial, again, for not only families, but it is an impact to women specifically.
Senator Garvin, thanks for what you're doing. Looking forward to it. Sounds like everybody's on board with this, so wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming by. See this again at news9.com/yourvotecounts, and follow me on Twitter @MitchelTalks.